What's up, everybody? HTG Brian here, back live with our 2025 November game break. That's right, it's time to talk things not gaming, but also some things gaming. Hopefully everybody had a good break from me earlier, and ultimately I did as well. Got some things done around here. Actually played a couple of games of Battlefield with Gray and one of his buddies. Did some power washing as well, so I got a lot of stuff done, got some chores done. Also found some time to get this nice festive, one might call it an ugly sweater. More on that in just a hot second. I'm taking guesses right now if anybody wants to take a guess on what my ugly sweater might be. But first, let's start off with a bonus, okay? I did not know this was happening. My wife came up actually, while I was playing Battlefield with Gray, she came and set it right behind me, and I saw her, and I was like, oh, turned around, and on the chair behind me was one of the coolest things that I've got in a long time. Now, I don't really know the coolness all the way, and I say that because I haven't opened it yet, because it starts tomorrow, but check this out. It'll be backwards for you guys, but I'm sure you can make out what that says. It's a Doom Advent Calendar. It's a Doom Advent Calendar. There are 25 days of Doom in this. It's a metal face Christmas. Are you kidding me right now? Like, I didn't even know this existed. And my wife came through with it. How awesome is that? It is a little different than a traditional Advent calendar in the sense that it doesn't hide anything. Like, you pop open the box and it slides out and there's 25 slots that have 25 items. So there's not like a day one and a day two. So I'm trying to figure out if I should just have the wife pull one out every day and give it to me, or if I should just open it all on my own. She told me that I could choose, but I feel like, get out of here. Let the rain come down. You know exactly what that's for, Bobby. But yeah, all right, back to the shirt. Anybody got any guesses? How about this? Regarding guesses, I'll give you 6 or 7. 6 or 7 guesses. I wore this just for you, pig. I wore this just for you. Yeah, I know your Discord, or I know your Advent calendar. It's one of the coolest. All right, so getting right into things. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a whole month since we covered a game break, so we'll talk past, present, future HTG things. Real quick, let's take a look at last month's stats, and then we'll compare them with this month's stats. We hit 223, 742, so quite a large number, getting bigger by the day. Our overall growth has slowed down since I have returned from Germany. I would say it's starting to peak out again, but it's not. Everything's sort of balanced out, which is good because we were plummeting pretty hard. Hit 675,000 views. And had 32,000 hours of watch time. So quite a lot. This is all you guys, so thank you for your hard work and effort. I appreciate you more than you know. This month, though, we hit 224,551 subs and had a growth of 779 with 636,000. So unfortunately, I can't hit you with the 6-7 again, but you know, quite a bit. Watch time was down a little bit too, about 4,000 hours-ish, 3,000 and some change. All in all, though, big time thank you to all of you guys. As you guys know, without you, I wouldn't be able to continue my dream here. Ultimately, I've had a blast doing this. I've been doing it for, what, 14 years now? 14 years, that's crazy to think about. But yeah, ultimately, you know, without you guys, your support, and I mean, obviously, there's some pretty helpful videos. Don't mean to toot my own horn, but I like to think that I would be happy using them, which makes me feel like they are pretty good because I'm pretty picky when it comes to that stuff. So ultimately, I held myself to a high standard and it's working out. I get comments. Even today, I got like 5 or 6 comments. This is a 12-year-old video. It's still helping out in 2025. Thank you so much. And I love to see that. Without my guide videos, I wouldn't be here right now. Without you guys watching them, I wouldn't be here. So big time shout out and appreciate all of you. I see Denise has rolled in here. What up, D-Nice? Let's see here. Who else is out there? Oh, please toot it. It's not like you don't toot it enough. Hey, hey! You're making me sound like I'm bad. That was a goat reference. Oh, come on, Nom. Get out of here. Look what I'm wearing, Nom. I don't think you saw it. Just for you, bro. Well, and Pig too. And Pig too. But yeah, so big time month. We had you know, a little bit of stability this month over last month, so pretty happy with that. And that being said, let's move into the fun stuff. So earlier, Justin brought up a group that he found over the weekend, or maybe in the last week or so. Czarface. Czarface is a rap group that's comprised of a couple of different people. Doom was a big contributor to a lot of Czarface songs before he passed away. They did an album and a bunch of other cameo appearances on both ways, both his albums and their albums. One of the members of Wu-Tang Clan, Inspector Deck, is part of it. So you guys probably don't know who Czarface is, but most everybody's heard of the Wu-Tang Clan. So big group, pretty cool stuff. They actually... Inspector Deck is notably one of the first rappers to ever incorporate comic book lore into his rhymes. And, you know, Wu-Tang and a bunch of people have done it since then or continued to do it. And they actually went out of their way and they made their own comic. And if you remember, I ordered one a while back and it finally showed up. So I've got it sitting right here. I've got a nice little enamel pin that came with it and a little cardboard extra print. It was like a bonus for pre-ordering. And then this is the first of 5 issues. So I have not read it yet. I'm hoping to find a digital copy of it so I don't have to bust it open and ruin the spine. I don't know if this is going to be one of those comics that ever has any value to it more than it is right, you know, does right now. You know, most comics are about $5 to $7 these days. And this one was 30. But it's also like twice the size as far as thickness goes. There's a lot of pages and a lot of reading. And I'm curious to see how it goes, like what it's all about. I was hopeful to see some sort of Doom reference at some point. So I don't know if that's going to fall in there or not. But still pretty cool stuff. So happy to have that. I was a little bit worried that I wasn't ever going to get it. And I tried to go to the comic book store a couple times around here and they didn't have it. But, you know, you probably can't tell very well, but I mean it's thicker than the average comic. I wouldn't say double, but it's definitely thicker than most comics. It might be about double. Look, I mean, it's got a split right in the middle, so it pops up. And then of course we got, like I said, the cardboard, you know, little print. So I might have that framed or something to go with my Doom stuff. It's not necessarily Doom, but you know, close. And I've got quite the stack of Doom stuff, which some of you already heard this story, but there was a Doom drop back in October. I ordered it, but it wouldn't let me log into my shop account. So I had to use my Google Pay account, and my Google Pay account used my Happy Thumbs account, and my Happy Thumbs account still in one little spot out of all the places, one had it as my old business partner, Jeremy's home address. Luckily, I caught it before the order shipped, and they think they're going to be able to correct it and send it to me. But I don't think Jeremy's lived in California for like 5 or 6 years. So it would have gone to somebody's house that Jeremy wouldn't have been there. It probably would have been returned. And then I don't know how that would have worked out from there. I don't know if they would have contacted me and sent it to me, or if maybe it would just get lost or whatever. But I was freaking out yesterday. And then ironically, I emailed them. They emailed me right back. Like, it only took like 10 minutes from the time I sent it to the time I got a response. And so they were very helpful. And, you know, I wasn't sure how the customer service would be or what they would even be able to offer, but they were able to give me some peace of mind, and hopefully we'll be able to figure this out before it ships, because it hasn't shipped yet. So And it is $125. I mean, that's enough to be worried about, right? Like I don't want to lose that. I mean, at the end of the day, it is only $125, but nobody wants to just throw away $125. So I'm hopeful that I get those here in the next week or two. And if I do, I'll show them for the December game break because that's when they're supposed to be here. Now, one of the other cool collectibles slash toys that I got. Oh, I see Adam D has showed up. What up, Adam D? Let's see. Rackers is out there too. What up, man? Armalite, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Do you think Lego Batman has some upsides and downsides? I would need more information before I can accurately respond to that. I don't know if you mean like the new Batman. Are you talking about Lego Batman 1? Are you talking about Lego Batman 3? Just the overall series? Like I need more. Let's see here. Dark Knight is going to be good. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. I'm hoping for like a March, April release because then it'll get content rolling. But I'm also hoping it won't release till May or after because I'm going to be gone in April for at least a weekend. And it'll be so stressful, like being away trying to have fun when I know I got work that needs to be done. And I won't want to take it with me. I already told the wife, I got a laptop that can handle editing and stuff like that. But I don't really want to be doing that. Like, we're going to be at a car show. We're going to be with friends, which, Greg got his R32 back. It had to be trailered home because there's still some fine tweaks that need to be done. And there's a brake module that he put in that apparently has failed already. But he got it home. It's at home. He got it home yesterday. I am so happy for him. For those of you who don't know, a friend of mine's been building a car for 5 years. And the last 2 years, the car has been off the road, but it's completely brand new. It's been dipped and rust prevention and removed any and all rust that was there. They rebuilt all of the car back together they stripped it down to the chassis and literally had to weld some stuff and fix it. And then they painted it. So it's brand new, fresh factory paint. Factory color paint. All new interior. I mean, even did new windows, new glass, new. I mean, it's amazing. So I cannot wait to actually take a ride in it. What up, Gerg? I see you out there, bro. Let's see here. One of my other collectibles that I got this month, though, some of you will be a little bit jealous. I can think of one piggy out there that's certainly going to be jealous. He already knows about this, so it won't be a surprise. But pretty cool, though. Lego Goonies, which even comes with, no, I won't say that. I was going to say it comes with a minifigure of one of you, but you'll probably figure out who I'm talking about. Anyways, lots of cool stuff going on in this picture. It was really hard to photograph my set without a glare. As you can see, it's even got like a little light spot in the middle, sort of on the low side. Comes with 12 minifigures. And pretty awesome. I have not built it. I don't necessarily plan on building it, at least not right away. If I can get my hands on a second one, I probably will. But they are pretty expensive. But I got a great deal. It was not only like, I think it was 7%, 6 or 7. But it was like a little bit of a discount, which normally I wouldn't jump on it. But they had this deal where if you purchased more than $150 worth of Lego stuff, which it was, you got a gift with purchase, but they were also running a special gift with purchase for buying this Goonies set. So, bam. We got the Walsh's Attic, which is just a cool little mini set. And we also got the Disney Retro TV. I can't remember what the name of it actually is. But what's cool about this set is it's set up right now. You can see it can either be the Disney Castle, it can be The Lion King or Toy Story. But I've seen tons, and I'm sure Jay has seen this too, tons of people have created their own little sets for inside the TV. So like I've seen like Benny from space, spaceship. I've seen like a space one. I've seen so many of them. Star Wars ones, Marvel ones, Spider-Man ones. People have gotten really, really cool with their creativity. Again, this is a bonus set. So ultimately, I buy a lot of the Lego sets for investments. I usually buy 2 of each set so that I can build one and then you keep one for sale for later. But I almost never open them. I don't really like right now. We actually just had a talk this morning about space we're needing more space. So we're back to having talks about potentially, maybe buying a house, moving out of here, or maybe remodeling what we have here. We've talked about it in the past. We've even had some blueprints drawn up, but they were denied by the city. That's a whole nother story. So we're kind of limited on what we can do for building up or building out. We have to build up. And the goal for the remodel is really to get my mother-in-law in a situation where she's not having to do steps. But also, in that process of remodeling, we want to add more space so that we can have a spot for Lego to be displayed. And right now there's even kind of a not really a battle, but a conversation happening about where the Lego is going to go, because it's apparently not wanted where it is right now anymore. So we'll see what happens with all that. I continue to build up my collection. And Jay, I did find my Excel spreadsheet with all of my Lego sets on it. And well, actually my laptop's right there, but anyways, I'll have to look and get back to you on that. My pricing is way off. It's like from like a year ago, like August of 24. But I think there was 164 sets unopened, and yeah, and so lots going on there. So I'll have to figure that out, clean it up, and get it sent on over to you. The final frontier. Yeah, I have not shown a lot of interest in the new Star Trek Enterprise, which I'm sure that's what the reference was for. Maybe not. I mean, you're probably like, whoa, there's a Star Trek you probably don't even know because it's you. But ultimately, a lot of people are hyped about it. I'm not really a Star Wars guy instead of a Star Trek guy. I like Star Wars. I know more about it. I haven't even seen the new Star Trek movies. Like, I think I saw the first one, but I think there's like 3 of them, isn't there? I don't even know. So yeah, hopefully at some point I will get my hands on that, but I'm certainly not paying like, what is it, $420 or something like that for the set. That's a lot for a set and I don't know if it's gonna be one of those sets that's worth money. Lego has decided to mass produce their sets now. And they're even doing a lot of pre-orders to gauge interest and get an idea of how many sets they should make. Where before they would do like sets of like 50,000, 100,000, 75,000. And, that's a lot, but it's also very minimal when you think about the entire world, right? So like I have sets from 10, 15 years ago that were limited production and they've tripled or quadrupled in price as far as value because nobody can get them anymore. So that's the whole goal is they have Star Trek. See, I know it. $3.99. Isn't that on sale though, Jay? Isn't that a sale price? I feel like it's $4.20, and right now it's on sale for $3.99. Because I swear I just got a thing yesterday from, Star Trek isn't a made up thing from Young Sheldon. No, I can't do his laugh. He does that cool little laugh, like his little chuckle. Anyways. So yeah, a couple cool collectibles added. We got the new Goonies. We got a couple other Lego sets. We got the Czarface comic. We also got the Doom calendar, which I'm still curious to see. I have no idea what's in here. I don't know if it's like little miniature figures, if it's like masks or rings or earrings, or I have no idea. No idea what's in here. And that's like what makes it that much cooler. My wife and I are pretty good about like conversing and being like, hey, what do you need? What do you want? Like, I don't like spending $200 or $300. Like for example, a couple of years back, I almost bought her a jacket thinking it was the right one. And I was getting some help from a friend of mine, and we had it all picked out and was ready to go. And then it turned out that was not the jacket she wanted. And it was like a $500 jacket, but with the help from the friend, it was like a $400 jacket. And the one she ended up wanting, I think, was like $300, and it was totally different. So, I hate buying stuff or getting the wrong size. That's something I've done a few years in a row too, where I buy something and she's like, "Oh, this is wonderful," and then she like tries to put it on and it's like way too big or way too small, and so I feel terrible because I want the gift to be worthy. I want it to be something that brings her joy, and so the surprise element of our gifts are pretty much removed. However, she comes through sometimes. I surprise her with stuff every once in a while too, but that was a pretty big one. So big time shout out to the wife for that one. All right. Next up, I want to get into Thanksgiving, but before I do that, with just the theme of Thanksgiving and being thankful, I would like to just maybe direct your attention for like just a second to my mods. You know, my mods bend over backwards for me. They do all sorts of stuff in and out of the chat, in and out of the streams. You know, it's not like it's hard, laborious work, you know, but at the same time, they do a lot. And so I just want to give a big shout out to Kirsten and Raised and Jay and Mike and Tood, who we haven't seen in a while, but is still a mod. You know, and everybody that contributes in that fashion, because there's a lot of people that do a lot behind the scenes, even if it is approving a comment that somehow doesn't make it to my chat, which that actually happened today. Normally when a comment is sus or questionable, it'll require an admin or a mod approval. To do that, and you just click a button, and ultimately today that happened, but for some reason it didn't display on my end, and everyone thought I was full of it or I was just bad at seeing things. But I took multiple pictures and it was confirmed that it never showed up on my end, and we still don't know why. But again, I just wanted to give a big shout out to the mods because they do a lot. You know, and I try to take care of them and praise them a lot, but sometimes they kind of get lost in the shuffle. So, you know, again, thank you to Kirsten and Rays. They've been around for years. They've put up with me for years. You know, Jay's been the more recent addition, you know, but obviously helping out, doing his thing, being on stream even too. The one thing that I would like to see different, or the change that should happen, I'd like to get Raised in on a stream sometime. Raised has never streamed with me. And a lot of it has to do with the type of games that I play and whether there's interest or not. Because that's kind of one of my rules about streaming with me, is that if you don't want to play the game, please don't force yourself to, or feel obligated to buy or even just play a game you have if you're not interested in it, which is why we're struggling to get a game for Tuesday, because, you know, I'll like this one and Kirsten won't, or Bobby will like this one and I won't, or whatever, right? So, you know, trying to get Gerg, Kirsten, Bobby, or whoever else is contributing all on the same page, it's pretty difficult to do. Now, we've also ran through the gauntlet of all games that really stand out and are cool to us that are not full price still. Like Space Marine 2 is one of the games that comes to mind that I think all of us are interested in, but even on discount right now, it's still like 45 bucks or something like that. So at some point, I'm hoping that will be a freebie and then we can jump in and play that. It'll probably be boring and nobody will want to see it by that time, but we would like to play it. So it's the worst game. Yeah, that might be it. When you time out me, do you see the messages I send? When anybody is timed out, all messages that you have typed are removed from the chat. And if you are an admin or a mod, you can actually click on the remove messages and see what they say, but they are hidden from everybody else. And once you are fully, that's a timeout. But if you're hidden from the channel, then all of that stuff applies, but there's no messages to see. They're all gone. Like earlier today, I had to 86 somebody. It's a reoccurring problem with this particular individual. They start off with like, hey, how you doing? With a new account, so we don't know who they are. Of course, we open our arms and welcome them. And then they'll say a couple things and build up like some trust, if you will. And then they pull out the same stupid comment, which gives them away every single time. And it's an immediate ban. So, I mean, if anybody knows about the ban situation, it would probably be Spidey. But welcome back. And I'm happy to have you back without the problems. It's been nice having you back on streams. So yeah, anyways, moving right along, and yet I'm still here. You can't get rid of me. I mean, I could time you out, but I think Kirsten and Raised have more fun doing that. When I looked today, Lucky, it was not $23. When I looked today, it was still 40, I think it was $39.99. And that's for the basic version. I don't know where you're seeing this, but you know, if you know something I don't, let me know. But when I looked today, because I spent about a half an hour going through, in fact, I still have it up right here. I have another tab open. It was back quite a few pages. Let's see if I can find it. No, there's space, Star Wars, Undisputed. Yeah, I got to like page 10 or something. I know I saw it along the way and I went, oh, here it is right here. $35. That's for just the basic game, $35. So it's still out of what we would call Bobby price. And you know, for an older game like that, we would definitely want it to drop a little bit more. But on Steam, that might be, yeah, okay. Yeah, we don't play on PC. We don't have PC gaming around here. Let's see here. What was he talking about? 4 years ago, a while ago, Spidey. Not you now. I just said thank you for being respectable and a contributor to our community versus a hater. Nam does enough hating for us all. Is it the 1-year anniversary edition? No. The 2-year anniversary edition is $90 on sale from $129. And the season pass is $30. The base game is labeled at 50% off because it's normally $70 and it's now $35. And that doesn't include taxes for people like where I live. I don't pay taxes. We don't have sales tax. But like Kirsten, she would have a sales tax in California. Pig would have a sales tax in Pennsylvania. You know, anybody, Bobby in Vegas. Yeah, you know, so everybody has that. So it'd be even more. Space Marines 2. One game that I do want everybody to look at, and it is full price right now, but I think full price is only $35. I have no idea if this would be a good game or not, but Astroneer. It's a 4-player space kind of open world. It doesn't really look like a game that I would play and enjoy, but most of the reviews are pretty good. And a lot of them say that if you have friends to play with, it's an absolute blast. So we might look into that at some point, but I got some other things. So again, big shout out. Thanks to the mods. You know who you are. You know what you do. Much love. Let's see here. We got a new one. OFT. Is that OFT? Am I reading that? Oh, OKFTP. Just looked up the Pirates of the Caribbean mini kit vid and saw you were live. Hey, appreciate you swinging by. Welcome. Welcome. All right. So Thanksgiving. I picked an abstract photo. This was actually not from my family event. I didn't take any photos. We were at my uncle's house for the first time. Beautiful house. Wasn't really sure. I didn't ask anybody to take photos. I kind of forgot to take photos of the food. My brother Tyler is normally the first one to crash the plates and get food rolling, but he wasn't there, so I was asked to do it. So I was like the first one in. I should have snapped a photo before anybody touched it because there was so much food. Huge turkey, full honey baked ham. You know, stuffing. My aunt even made stuffing without onions for me because she knew I couldn't handle the onions. She always felt bad the last couple of years because I couldn't have any. I never complained. I never said anything. I never requested any of it. But my aunt is awesome, and she hooked it up. She was like, "Oh my gosh, Brian, make sure you get some of the stuffing." She pulled it out special for me, and I was like, "No way!" Super cool of you to do that. So lots of food, lots of pie and cakes and things like that. You know, our Thanksgiving normally is 20 plus people. This year we were just under that at 19 people, so felt a little short. Like both of my brothers weren't able to make it. One of my brothers is married. I mean, he's technically not married, but he's been with the same girl for 7 years. They have a 2-year-old son together. Well, one and 3/4, I guess. But anyway, baby Luke. So bummed out I didn't get to see them, didn't get to see baby Luke. And my brother Tyler, he's the middle brother. He is the refs NCAA and high school games, basketball. He has been pretty fluid with his dating. I don't know how to say it without sounding crass, but he has not been in a serious monogamous relationship in probably since high school. And he's what, 30, so he's 30, 33, 34. He's got a long-term girlfriend. He's been dating for 9 months now. And I almost got to meet her the other day just on a random whim. We were up getting some tacos and some brews at a place, and I said, "Hey, we're up at Alberta Street." And he's like, "No way, I'm at Alberta Street too." He was just right up the road having a brunch with this girl, and he said, "Well, I'm gonna try to talk her into coming over, but she wants to go shopping. She had some furniture that she needed to grab or something." And anyways, she ended up. I know he's in over his head because bro lives for tacos and brews. If you remember, he broke me when we went to Eagle Crest. He stayed with us, and I tried to keep up with him, and I was sick for a month. I was like, after he left, I was in bed almost the whole time. Like I was messed up. And it wasn't like a flu or a cold. It was like my body was about to just hit the off button and just call it a life. So anyways, he lives for time. He told me, if I had any say in it, I'd come, but she wants to go furniture shopping. And I was like, she got you, bro. She got you. So, anyways, hopefully I'll see them soon. We see Tyler more than we see Alex. But hopefully I'll get to see them soon. But overall, it was great. I got to see both my uncles I hadn't seen in a long time, as I mentioned earlier. Since Grandma passed, we've been doing kind of separate get-togethers. Like everybody has their own little mini family get-togethers versus having one big one. Because it was kind of an inconvenience for some. Because like we live, like my uncle John, and who's the oldest, and us live in Salem. Well, he lives in Monmouth, but it's close enough for you guys to know that it's Salem. And then John lives in Northeast Portland. Or sorry, Steve lives in Northeast Portland, and then my dad Tom lives in Hillsborough. So like we're about an hour away from each other, no matter how you look at it. And so it's difficult. We made the long drive this time. Went up to Northeast Portland and had a great dinner. Got to see everybody. Got to see my cousin Serene, who lives in LA. You know, we kind of grew up together. We were like the only kids of the family for a long time. She's 4.5 years older than I am. She's an airline flight attendant. I don't know what the proper term is these days, but and she flies for Delta, and she flies all over the world all the time. She was a huge help figuring out like luggage and predictability and just tips and tricks of travel when we went to Germany. We hadn't talked to her since then. So and her husband is awesome. Her husband is in the entertainment industry down in LA, knows all these rappers that I've like been listening to forever. And like, I remember a couple Thanksgivings ago, we were talking about, and he's like, you ever listen to Strong Arm Steady? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you know Crondon? I was like, yeah, I know who he is. And he goes, hold on. Hey, what's up, Crondon? What's up? And he's like, hey, what's up, cuz? You know, they were back and forth talking. I was like, what? You know this dude? He's like, yeah, I just want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, bro. All right, cool. Thanks, man. I'll talk to you soon when I get back. Okay, cool. What about? I was like blown away, like fame. Like, dude knows a lot of important people. And he's like the sweetest, nicest dude. So he's just always like, oh my God. So it was good to see everybody. Good to see all my cousins. Overall, Thanksgiving was a win. Pretty excited that I got to see everybody. As you guys know, I'm pretty big on family. And, since grandma passed, everything's been different. Since both grandmas passed, even my mom's side is very different too. Like, we generally did things on an off day because, like, growing up, we couldn't do them both on one day. So, like, that side of the family got in a habit of doing, like, Christmas Eve. Well, my dad's side did Christmas Day. And, like, often our Thanksgivings would be separate too, where, like, we do it, like, the day before or day after. And we didn't even do Thanksgiving on my mom's side this year. And turns out we might not even be doing Christmas. I don't know. My mom's trying to make things work for everybody, but nobody wants to contribute or do anything. So I'm hopeful that I'll get to see all them because my one living grandfather would be in attendance. And that's kind of part of the problem. He's just not doing so well health-wise. And I hate to say it, but this might be his last Christmas. So it's important to me. We'll make an effort to see him regardless if we have a get together or not. But because he lives about 45 minutes away too. So all in all, Thanksgiving was a win, and it was good stuff. So next up, as I'm scrolling along here, getting right through everything, when I was at Thanksgiving dinner, I talked about this a little bit earlier too. So I apologize if you find myself being repeaty, but our property that the family has owned for like 100+ years has been minimized. We've sold off the front quarter of it and we kept the back. And a couple of years back in 2020, actually, there was a huge fire and it melted the house that my grandmother grew up in that was out front. We sold that part of the property, but it's gone. Trees and everything all around gone. Oh, snap. It looks like Callum with the flex. Let's go. Appreciate the support, Callum. Couple of game trails. So like little trails that the deer make and use to get up and down the hills and stuff really saved our upper pond property from burning down. So like the pond, well, here, I'll show you a picture. Anyways, what happened was, there's a lawsuit because the power company was warned to turn off the power and they didn't because of the high winds and the fire that was already existing. And because the power stayed on and the winds were so high, it actually amplified the fire for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. We're talking hundreds of homes over like a 45-mile radius. Hundreds of homes, livestock, pets, buildings, all sorts of stuff gone, just melted to the ground. Years and years of timber growth gone, melted. And anyways, our upper property somehow survived. We're going through the lawsuit. My uncle needed photos. I have drone photos like this one right here. This is probably one of my favorite shots of all time. That pond sort of in the center, that's our pond. There's a building sort of, I wish I had like a cursor that I could point over things. But ultimately right below the pond, that's where I'm standing. You can't really see me, but there is a little black dot there. That's me. Right to the right of that is a little brown patch that looks different than the brown trees. That is our cabin. And then you can't see it in this photo, but there is a tin shed and then a tough shed. So we have two sort of one's old school, falling apart, but we keep our lawnmower and our weed eater in there. And then the other one has basically, I don't know if you know what a DR is, but it's like a all-terrain mower. It's like a big mower to take down brush and trees and things like that. Yeah, so all of the property, it's hard to see. You can't see it. There's a bunch of green trees kind of southwest of the pond there. Then there's a brown line of trees. That brown line is actually the road. So, again, hard to see, but all of the property from those brown trees over is ours, but there is no longer trees there. They're all burned to the ground. All of those brownish, dried up trees to the left of and behind the sort of northwest of the pond, all gone too. Like, I wish I had a current photo of what it looks like now, because it's pretty barren. That timber was planted in 1989 after being logged in 88. I actually helped plant a huge portion of those trees over one of my summers back in 1989. And so those trees have been growing for a long time. The value of the timber is what the lawsuit is about. My uncles are not really trying to get money out of this. And like I said, lots of people lost houses, farms, livestock, pets. We didn't lose any of the important stuff. We just lost the timber, which was an investment, and we do pay taxes on it. So there was that. So ultimately, we don't know where it's going to end up being, but that's literally one of my favorite shots I've ever taken with my drone. There's the pond to the right. That's the Miller's Pond. They've lived there for 100+ years too, the family. Been passed down generation to generation. But like this forest and this whole area sort of right in the middle, like if you go straight down from the pond, there's a road that leads out to the main road, which is kind of southwest, as I was mentioning. That was where my grandma grew up. Like, and there's a whole story, and like, Nam might find this interesting. The house originally belonged to a family with the last name of Spolstra. And after doing some research, so my grandma and her family, when she was like 6 years old, lived in Portland. And they were trying to get out of the city and make their way up. It was, not good. I mean, it was like 1936 or something like that. So the Depression was still affecting certain families and people. And like, basically my grandma was poor. And they wanted to get out. She had 2 brothers and then her mom and dad, and they wanted to get out of the city. They made a deal with the Spolstra family to trade houses, and they ended up trading for this house. So we've had it since, like, I mean, I said 100+ years. It's actually been 95 years or 93 years or something like that we've owned that property. And that was my grandmother's side. We actually had another piece of property. You can't see it from here, but sort of up on the left side, up about a mile down the road from our pond, was the Carey property. So my dad's side of the family, well, my grandfather's side of the family, and that whole house is gone. We sold it. Oh, My great uncle actually sold it about 15 years ago to somebody not in our family, and the rest of our family was pissed. So we lost that property, which had been in the family for roughly the same amount of time, if not longer. It was right along a creek, had cattle, had like a nice shop for wood making shop because my great uncle had created this business. Anyways, we lost it. My aunts were pissed because they really want, like, my great aunt, the daughter of the son who died and lost the house, his wife actually sold it, and it sold it right out from under everybody else. So we lost that. And I mean, we wouldn't have it now anyways because it would have been gone. It's the whole property. Everything is gone. It's like a just wasteland now. It's been 5 years, so there's a lot of growth. Things look different now. I'm being asked to go and do another drone flight. Probably. It depends. The stuff's supposed to happen on Tuesday. If it doesn't go through on Tuesday or it gets pushed back, then I'm going to be asked to go up next Saturday to fly the drone and get some current. So they want a before and after. This picture here was taken roughly 2015, 2016. Unfortunately, I don't have the date on it. And even the properties of the picture that say creation date say November 15th, 2025, which is not it. So I don't know what's going on there, but ultimately, cool shot. All right, let's jump ship here and start talking about, so we got Lego, we got, talked about stats. All right, stream schedule. All right, so this one's been tough. As you guys know, I've been trying to balance the analytic needs and the community desires. A lot of you feel like days just take way too long when I'm streaming. No. Some of you miss the days that I'm not streaming. So that being said, I've been trying to keep a balance. Right now, I do not have a Monday or Tuesday game selected, but I do have plans to fill those slots. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be off. Saturday is going to be off as well. We're going to do a little Fortniting on Friday starting this week. They just changed everything yesterday, so it's going to be a whole new season. New stuff all around. There's new characters. I think Jay is excited to get his first couple drops in with me. He's never played the Battle Royale, so I'm hoping for some bot lobbies. The learning curve is going to be there, of course. And Boo is scheduled to play as well, but he's really been hating on wanting to play. He doesn't want to play. But I kind of made him a deal that he couldn't resist twice now. So I think he's going to finally collapse and give me my wants. But yeah, so the only 2 days that I have specifically picked out are going to be Friday, Fortnite, and Sunday, Lego Jurassic World. Monday and Tuesday will hopefully be filled if we figure out that the Astroneer looks like it's a fun game and I can get everybody on board one way or another to play it. Or, my goal is to try to get Kirsten and Gerg and maybe Bobby. I know Bobby had to step out for a couple weeks due to real life stuff, but the goal is to get those three with me on Tuesday. And then, of course, on Friday, kind of switching it up and having a different group. I'm trying to include everybody that's interested in playing, right? So that can be a difficult thing sometimes. Schedules don't always line up. Bobby is only available on Tuesday, so I can't have him play. Not that he would play Fortnite anyways, but we talked about Gray's been trying to convince me to switch Fortnite with Battlefield because I just picked up Battlefield 6 yesterday. But after playing for about a half an hour today, it's very clear that I am not ready to stream that game. So, Monday could end up being an Arkham game. Monday could end up being completely off. But Tuesday, I'm really shooting for trying to get something that the group is interested in, trying to get Gerg back in the mix. I know his mom will despise me for bringing him back, but, and then trying to get Kirsten involved again. She's been playing Power Wash Sim, but that is now over. We're no longer streaming that, so I want to keep her in the loop. She is kind of on the fence about Fortnite. I think she would play if really twisted her arm, but historically, she's not necessarily going to be jumping for joy for Fortnite. She doesn't hate it. I think she prefers that over Apex. But ultimately, again, I like to have people that are interested in, that desire the game we're playing, not, forcing themselves to play something. And part of it's a skill thing too. Like I know that one of the main reasons why BHU is so worried about playing Fortnite is because he's never played it before. And so I keep trying to get him to play it with me off stream so that we can get used to it, figure out the bullets and the weapon hierarchy and all the things that happen in that game. So that it's not like, I don't know how to do that when we go live. But we'll see how it works out. Most of us have gotten through Power Wash Sim 2. Jay's got one level left for Power Wash Sim 1. I don't know if he's going to jump into Power Wash Sim 1 for PS4. Yeah, but like Jay's played Fortnite because I got him to download it a couple weeks ago, but the only thing he's done is played Festival. And I don't think we'll be doing much Festival on stream, but maybe if he's having a rough go, we might take a break and check that out. Historically, I have gotten a little motion sick with the way the design is. I haven't played it in a long time. It may not happen. It may happen. I don't know. But we'll figure that out as we go. But ultimately, that's kind of the plan for moving forward is, I'm trying to find something to slate in for Monday, something that's, relatively new and interesting, because nothing for nothing, and this is certainly not a knock on any of you guys because you're all here, you're always here, but the overall interest from my subscriber base is not really been interested in Power Wash Sam, has not really been interested in even Lego Jurassic World. Lowest Lego Sunday stream I've ever had. Like, I am blown away sort of the lack of interaction. And I don't know if it's like because football season is happening still and it's getting kind of into the, Sunday football. I don't know if that's a factor or not. Like, some people will say, well, church and things. A lot of people go to church. It's always Sunday that happens. And we historically have not had a problem. So I don't know if the overall interest is this Jurassic is bad or if it's just a conflict of schedules or I don't really know. But right now we're hitting some pretty low numbers overall. As you guys saw with the stats, they're not lovely. They're survivable, but they're not lovely. So trying to find something that's interesting, trying not to force feed content down viewers' throats. Yes. Anyways. All right. So last but not least, as far as things go, I do want to mention that it's probably not relevant, but we do have... Oh, my button's not going to work. Come on. Here we go. We do have... Oh, that doesn't show up very good. I didn't test that out. We do have Lego Horizon Adventure videos. Now, I've said this before. I'll say it again. The game is going to be free next month to all PlayStation Plus subscribers. It is something I definitely recommend playing, but I also want to warn you, it's not a traditional Lego game. It plays very different. It looks like a Lego game. You bounce around like a Lego game, but it plays very differently. It's very repetitive. It's very much set up in a way that it's going to be easy for people to platinum. It is grindy, though. And my only real piece of advice that I can help you guys with are not going to come in the form of a guide video. The best piece of advice I can pass on to anybody who's interested in playing this is when it comes time, and this is really at any point during your play, couch co-op as much as possible. Because you have 4 playable characters. All 4 need to be leveled up to the max level. There is not a lot of experience points given in the first, I played through the entire story with just Aloy, the main character, and I was still 3 or 4 levels away from maxing her out when I finished, which meant I had to go back and replay a lot of the stuff over and over and over again. Now, most of the levels look a little different, but they're basically the same thing. You kind of start in one little area, you side scroll a little bit, and you either enter a new area or you fight a boss, and then it's over. Then you start over again. You go side scroll a little bit, a couple panels worth of side. Sometimes you go into what they call a cauldron, which is it looks like a big pyramid kind of building. And then you go inside the building, and then you side scroll a little bit to the right, jump up, climb up a little bit, fall down a little bit, and then you're at the end. So there's a lot of repetitive play. You could save yourself a lot of grind by having 2 controllers out. Even if you're not playing with the second controller, I think it'll just follow along if you push it along. Maybe not. You might need a second player to play. But basically, every time you kill somebody, both characters get XP. So you can level up 2 characters at once, I guess is the best way to say it. I did not make a video for that. I do have videos if you're interested in watching how I beat certain bosses. Some of the bosses may be problematic for people. There is, I believe, a difficulty setting, right? It's been a while. But I didn't even platinum it because of how grindy it was. It was literally the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And I just wasn't interested in playing that. You know, I had other things going on. I was trying to work on Funko. I was trying to, you know, prepare for stuff, other stuff. And, you know, ultimately, I didn't platinum it. I still have it on my console. I still tell myself all the time, oh, yeah, I'll go back and play that. But whenever I want to play something, I always jump on something else. Right now, it's Power Wash Sim 1, PS4 version, because I told you guys I'd platinum it, but I really didn't. So, yeah, I see we got Josh out there. What up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Getting to level 20 is a chore, like Pig says. Yeah. It's not a bad game. I like I said always from the get-go, it is a non-traditional game, so don't be expecting the same formula with mini kits, and there's no mini kits. There are red bricks, but they're basically useless. They're more of a representation that you completed an area versus something that you've unlocked and can use as a cheat. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's a great way to learn the Horizon story and lore if you haven't played it, or revisit it and maybe learn some stuff with it too. But ultimately, I did not see that $40 price point. I didn't see that as being a good price point. I've often referred to it as a mobile game made for consoles. And if you play it, you'll see what I'm saying. It's super simple. It's almost like they made it for like the youngest of youngest kids. Right? They softened up the whole story so it's not as dark or like gloomy, because there is some dark lore in there. It's just different. It's still enjoyable, and if you got PlayStation Plus, it's free, so check it out. And if you have any questions or whatever, let me know. I'm happy to answer any and everything that I can. Yeah, it's something that I've recommended at, you know, $20 max probably game. You know, I hate to knock it. It's not a terribly designed or developed game. It's just very simplistic and probably not worth $40. All right, so it made me interested to try the actual Horizon. Have you tried them yet? Have you? I think I still have the disc. Mine's a PS4 version though, and you probably have the PS5 version. What happened? What, Anna? What, your comment disappeared from Brian's screen? You're laughing, but did I miss something Jay said? You have the Lego plat and I don't. Yeah, I just didn't ever want to finish it. You know, and what I should do. Okay, Bobby. All right, I'm changing subjects here a little bit. You're gonna be proud of me, bro. I've got a plan. Right now, I do believe I'm sitting on 193 platinums. So I'm about to get 194 with Power Wash Sim 1 for the PS4. I'm going to try to make my 200th platinum. What do you think my 200th platinum might be? What would my 200th platinum be that would make you proud of me? Yeah, buddy. 200. That's my plan. That is my plan. 200th platinum. I'm going to bounce back into Resident Evil 3 and definitely get that platinum. All I have to do is beat the final boss. But I'm super rusty. I don't even remember what I'm going to have to watch a video, and I'll probably get it on my first try. I was just never patient enough. I always saw opportunity to strike, even though I knew if I struck more than once that I would die. I would always take the bait and die. And I did that for like 3 hours until you made fun of me enough that I wanted to cry myself to sleep and never play that game again, which is where it's been. It's still installed on my console. I still haven't No, I'm not waiting to... I'm not. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump in. I'm running out of time here. I got dinner ready. Wife went and picked it up, and she is back. So let's real quick. I want to acknowledge my Patreon supporters. These guys are the $5 and up Patreon supporters that have been around for a long time. So big time shout out to these guys. And if you notice, Pig, I got you on the list. Also, Pig, you made me update my file that hasn't been updated since October of last year because nothing had changed. All the $5 and $10. I've seen some 2s and some 1s come and go, but none of the 5s changed. None of them left. None of the 10s left. They're all the same. So I had to finally change it. Worst part about that was I made that long ago on my old editing software. So the file I always updated with had my old software. Found out yesterday, I've apparently used my activation key too many times. As you might remember, I got hacked a couple months ago, had to reformat my entire PC. In that process, I lost my activation, which apparently was my last one. They wanted me to buy a new activation code to run it for one file that I use once every month or less than that. And I was like, nope. So I had to recreate the whole thing. It looks flawless, though. It looks exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the timing is just like 1 or 2 seconds off. So here we go. All right, so I pushed the button late. So, yeah, and then it goes back. So it's just a little bit off. But anyways, last but not least, let's go ahead and read off the $10 and up supporters. In the order they're displayed here on the list, we've got Dougie Fresh 613. Thank you, Dougie. Much love. Hopefully all is well out on the East Coast. I'm going to be out in your neck of the woods soon, but probably not close enough. But I'll hit you up and let you know, and maybe we can meet up. Maybe you'll drive from Georgia to North Carolina to come see me. Maybe. I'm pretty cool. Might be worth it. Might not be. And Nam, when you're going to be out in Atlanta at some point, right? That's in his neck of the woods. He's in Marietta, Georgia. But yeah, so I'll be in touch. Whether you're watching this or not, appreciate your support. Much love, as always. Next up, we got Oink, 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 Mr. Pig, Jay, halfway. What is up, man? Thank you for the support. Love it, love it, love it. I missed it by like 10 seconds last month when we did the last game break. So I'm glad I got to get in on this one. And thanks for making me have extra work. And it was like the last thing I needed to do. And I was like, oh, I'll just install Cyberlink and do it real quick. And then it did, and it was like 9 o'clock. We were watching a show. I had to cancel the show. And it was a mess. I ended up recreating it. So now I have a new file in my Premiere editor. So moving forward, I won't have to use that crappy Cyberlink program anymore. So although I'm complaining, you really helped me out. So thank you. Thank you for motivating me to do something that I didn't know I needed to do. Actually, I knew I needed to do it. All right, next up, we got Michael Korsberg. Thank you so much, Michael, for your support. Much love. Hopefully all is well on your side of the planet. And next up, we got April White. Hopefully she's out there today watching. She's often a lurker. So if you're out there, hi, April. Hopefully all is well. I'm hoping you got the Power Wash Sim 2 Platinum already. I'm working on my second go, the PS Washer 1. I thought I'd done the PS4 version. I had not. And then last but not least, we got Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for your support. Much love. Hopefully all is well with you. I'd love to hear from you as well. So, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for that. If you guys got any last minute questions or whatever, now's the time. Look at me always making you do work. Kinda. I mean, you're trying to hire me again right now. Wait, shh. We won't talk about that. If you're going to try Assassin's Creed games. I just don't know how those would do, Gerg. Like, I wouldn't be against checking them out, but I feel like right now with the momentum of Lego Batman coming, that the Arkham games would be better suited for the channel. I feel like those would actually do decent. I don't know. They might not. Adam D says, love the November background. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It wasn't quite, I mean, it could have qualified as an October one too. It's sort of an autumn fall. Here I am again, hitting 6-7. Yeah, so anyways, guys, I got to wrap it up. Any last minute questions? High fives? Dabs? Hugs? All the aboves? Good to see you all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Click that like button if you haven't already. And I'll be back in a couple of days with some more streams. Hopefully we can figure something out for Tuesday. And if I do, I'll let you know. I'll post it. Follow our Discord if you haven't already. You can find links to it on our HTG YouTube channel, on happythumbsgaming.com. Over on the left-hand side, there's socials. Socials to Kirsten's, too. Everyone should go flood Kirsten's box with new subscriptions right now so that she'll feel obligated to stream again. That's something that could happen. You could make it happen. So, happythumbsgaming.com. Left side, there's a social bar. There's Happy Thumbs, Happy Thumbs TV, the Discord link, and Kirsten's link. Click them all. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. If you have not already, please check us out at happythumbsgaming.com. We also have HTG merchandise that we'd love to see you sporting. Go ahead and send us some messages. Let us know. And, of course, peace out to all of you out there. As always, until next time.